Let me bring up something here. First, bring this up, and I'll show you what one of the tools that's used, and it's not going to be any surprise to you. So let me see, show you the screen here. Boom, there we go. So one of the tools is just Copilot. That's this little guy right here. And Copilot comes with of Edge. So one of the things I'll do is if let's say I'm doing a system security plan, I need to do implementation statements. So implementation statement is a statement. It's a summarized breakdown of what's going on with a specific security control. Like, let's say we need a summary of how we do an authentication, which is IA control, right? So the NIST 800 describes how we're supposed to do it, and then we're supposed to explain how we implement it on system B, like a specific system. How do we do this? And so what I might do is I might go here and say, I'm not going to put the actual system name. I'm not going to put any, publicly, so any kind of PII information, any kind of privacy information. I'm not going to put any IP addresses, any fully qualified domain names. None of that stuff's going in here. So what I'll do is I'll just ask a little prompt. I'll just say, need a better implementation statement for my system security plan. And then what I'll do, the best way for writing I've found is to explain the best way for writing is to explain, like, to give an example of how you wrote it. Like, let's say I wrote one for IA1, which is an authentication policy. I'll say something like System B. I'll just make up a fake name. System B has a robust security policy that addresses identification and authentication. Right. And I'll just, blah, 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 whatever. And then I'll give it like a blurb of the text that I've written, and I'll scrub out all the sensitive information. And then it'll come back with this. Now, look at this. Look at this. Now, one of the things to note, like, this is a lot of information, but one of the things to note is that it doesn't always give you accurate information. So you definitely have to check it. You don't want to just take everything it says and just copy paste it in. You definitely want to massage it, because it's not always accurate, and sometimes it's just really off. But this is a good start. So I only gave it like a half a sentence, and this is what it gives me back. And I wouldn't use all of this myself. And of course, you'd have to change out all the information to make it more accurate. But I'll read a little bit of this. AI-1 Identification Authentication Policy and Procedure. System B has established a comprehensive security policy that addresses the identification and authentication for users, devices, and processes. This policy ensures that only authorized individuals and entities can access the system, thereby safeguarding. So this is generic as hell, but this is the kind of stuff that I might lead with, and then go into actual details of how we're doing it. I might say in there that we're using, and it kind of does, we're using multi-factor authentication. Devices connecting to system B are required to have authentication. You'd want to specify all the things you do, but this would be a good start of what you can do for that. Another thing that I might use it for is something like a system security process, a system security plan. Like, let me see. That's the security plan. What I'm trying to say here is I would use it for let me go here. Why isn't it not? Oh, come on, browser. Okay, we'll just do this. Clear this out. I'm not sure why it's not clearing this out for me. But okay, here we go. We'll start over here. So I might also use it for a standard operating procedure. So if I had a standard operating system procedure I needed to write, and I needed to do, I don't know, the system description of system B, I would give it some generic information about it, and then let it give me more information. The system description is probably not a good idea, because you'd have to tell too much about the system. A better one might be introduction to access controls, or if you had to explain that in the system, in the standard operating procedure. One thing you might do is go here. Let's say you had a Microsoft Azure system, Azure login procedure. So what you might do to help you with your job, one of the things that I do is I'll go into, if I can't get it from the system team who does this on a regular basis, they don't want to give me some basic information. So I'll go to the vendor and I'll figure out, okay, how do you log into this Azure system? And I'll get a step-by-step from the actual site, from the actual vendor site. So let me go to Microsoft and get this. Okay, let's say it was sign into an Azure, right? And I could get this basic breakdown, copy it like this. So it's not normally me that writes. I'm not supposed to be writing every part of this system. I'm not the one who's actually in this system. So I really, really need help from the system team. They're supposed to provide me with enough information to help out here. So what I might do is go to Azure, or I might go to Copilot. I'm not sure why it's not letting me go use Copilot. Okay, here we go. And then I'll say, let's go to Copilot here. There we go. Okay, it just reset it for me. Need a, look at that. It already copied it in there for me. That's wild. So look, it's already given me, and I can put it like this, a system security plan. So no, system security plan, man, I keep, what's wrong with me today? Standard operating procedure. Format, right? I just kind of want to get a draft, like a first draft that I can work with. And it's going to put it like it's giving me like a draft. It's breaking it all down of everything I need here, but I need Azure. So, and I'll just say, nice. Now add the Azure CLI. Now it's going to go ahead and make a standard operating procedure for logging into Azure using Azure CLI. Look at this. This is a basic breakdown. Now, I don't do this on a regular basis. So what I would do is I would take this draft of the standard operating procedure, if this is what I was supposed to do, and I would then send it over to my system team to let them see it and double check it and say, okay, is this accurate, guys? Could you massage this wording for me a little bit to get it more in line with what we're doing here in this particular organization? So those are a couple of things that I do to help me with my writing to go faster. I've got so many things going on at my job that I really need help. So using AI is super useful. So another thing, one of the things that they've been doing is introducing new tools like this. The organization I'm working for is actually introducing all kinds of new, in the background, doing all kinds of new tools they're going to introduce to us that we can use that are AI based to make our job much easier. And some of the tools, I'll be honest, like some of them I seen them and I was like, oh my God, some of them are just incredible. And I'm just thinking to myself, could this take our job? Serious. I'm like, this is incredible. I can't believe how amazing this thing is that I'm seeing that they're about to implement into our, but then they had a presentation and they introduced it. And once they explain how it works, what it's going to do is allow me to do my job more effectively. A lot of times what happens at my job is I'm wearing too many hats and I'm doing too many things on a gigantic system by myself, right? And it's too much work. So if I can use AI, if I can leverage AI, it's a huge, huge help in that normally I'm able to only do the bare minimum of what our client wants. But with AI, I'll be able to exceed their expectations because this tool is helping me out. I'm doing the work of 4 people using this tool. And then it'll free me up to where I can focus on other very important tasks that help to secure the network. Like I said, like one of the things that I do on a regular basis, or part of my job, is to help to do cybersecurity analysis. I could do more of that kind of thing if the documentation piece was taken care of, right? AI will allow me to do more for the client and then thereby possibly even expanding the how much the business as a whole can do. Because if each person is doing the work of 4 people, we'll be able to take on way more work. Like we won't have to just work for this 3-letter agency. We can take on the contracts of 2 or 3 other ones because we have. So in theory, it could allow us to have more work, which would mean that we would have to hire more people to do. So cybersecurity should grow. Like when you think of it that way. Another thing is that we basically have to use AI because at some point the bad guys are definitely going to be using, if they haven't already, they're going to be using all kinds of pen testing tools that use AI. So we basically have to step up our game.